and welcome to the Leadership Show. Today we have an exciting guest whose brave actions on December 1st, 1955 started the beginning of the modern civil rights movement. She is known as the First Lady of the Civil Rights and the Mother of the Freedom Movement. This brave woman continues to inspire all freedom-loving people in our country as well as others all around the world. Everyone welcome Rosa Parks to our show. Get in here, Rosa.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me, Rosa, about your family upbringing which helped mold you into who you are today.
Well, I was born as Rosa Louise McCallie in Tuskegee, Alabama on February 4th, 1913. Both of my parents raised me for a short while, but they separated when I was little. Then my brother Sylvester and I moved to Pine Level outside Montgomery, where we were raised by my mother and grandparents in a loving Christian home. My mother was a teacher who worked very hard. She taught me to enjoy learning, and she taught me to be humble in the eyes of the Lord, while being proud of myself. And I love Jesus, and I was very involved in my church.
Did you have any problems when you were growing up?
Yes, I was a sickly child, and I had chronic tonsillitis. But the Lord kept me, I guess, because He had plans for me on this earth.
Tell me about your education.
Well, schools were segregated back then, but I always loved school in ways. And I went to a country school until I was 11. And then I went to an industrial school for girls. And after that, I went to Laboratory High School through the Alabama State Teachers College, which was preparing me for college. Unfortunately, I had to drop out because of my grandmother, and then later my mother also got sick.
How were you treated by white people when you were growing up?
I was treated kindly by many Christian white people, but there also were many races. The Ku Klux Klan actually would march down my street, and they scared my brother and I so much. The Montgomery Industrial School was a wonderful school, made for poor black children, founded by nice northern Christians. It was burned down twice by the KKK because they didn't want our black children to have, they didn't want them to have education.
How was your adult life?
Well, basically, I was a happy woman. Always active in my church, but always aware of the evil of racism. Opportunities were fewer for the black people, and we didn't have any civil rights back then. In 1932, I happily married Raymond Parks, a talented barber, who was also a member of NAACP. He even encouraged me to go back to school. So I did, and I got my high school diploma. I worked as a domestic worker, hospital aide, and later as a secretary for the NAACP.
How old were you when you refused to obey the bus driver's order to give up your seat to make room for a white passenger?
I was 42 years old.
What happened for that December day that haunted you?
In August, there was the evil murderer, Emmett Till, and George Lee and Lamar Smith were also brutally murdered by the white racists before him. On November 27, 1955, we attended a meeting focusing on those murders. We left the meeting knowing that we never, ever wanted another one of our people to suffer that horrible fate again.
Tell me about the December day.
Well, on December 1st, 1955, his angels were clearly with me. I could not get the memories of those murdered black friends out of my head that we spoke about 4 days earlier. And when James Blake, the bus driver, ordered me to give up my seat to make room for a white passenger, I could not obey this unacceptable order. So I sat there and I held my ground. He kept spitting out his order over and over again, but I would not budge. No, I got on that bus to go home, but instead I got arrested.
How did you find the courage to resist the law that required you to give up your seat to a white person?
I wholeheartedly credit my faith in God for the amazing amount of strength I needed to resist the law. Without him, I could not have done it.
I also thank God for giving you the courage to do what you did. I wish I could have been a fly on the bus while watching you while you kept sitting there. So what happened while you were arrested?
Well, my arrest sparked a 381-day boycott of the Montgomery bus system, which led to the 1956 Supreme Court decision that banned segregation on public transportation. So that was pretty nice.
Did you think the act of defiance may become an important symbol of the modern civil rights movement?
No, I had no idea. But I am very honored I could be a part of it.
My guest, Rosa Parks, was awarded with the Congressional Gold Medal, which is the highest honor that can be given to an American civilian. Thank you so much for being here with us today, and thank you listeners for joining us today.
You're very welcome. And I was very happy to be able to share my memories with all of you out there in my audience.
Thank you, Rosa.